all blade, hashtag no blade left behind. Come on in, throw me a Subie smile, and all I gotta say is squad goals. Thank you for being here, for clicking in today's video, and for joining me. Hopefully wherever you're watching from today, you're drinking something delicious, you're sitting in a comfy chair, and you're ready for a shave. You know why I'm here. We're talking about some stuff that I just got from Grace over at Team Yaqi. Massive, huge thanks, and I just want to share how much I appreciate them allowing us to be part of the journey for this razor's release. We've got it in hand. This is the Romulus Open Comb High Polished Artist Club Safety Razor. It's a 3-piece razor, and today we have combined it with their brand new titanium high polished safety razor handle. Take a look at the quality of this handle. It has so much grip. It provides so much tactile like feel in the hand, right? It's just so nice and ergonomic. And take a look at the finish quality here is stunning. It is absolutely gorgeous. You cannot tell that this is titanium and that this is stainless steel on top, right? Their Open Comb Artist Club razor here is based on the Romulus. It's a stainless steel 3-piece system, but I have paired it with their titanium razor handle just to show you how beautiful that titanium polish really is. Huge thanks and massive appreciation goes to Grace and to Team Yaqi for allowing us to do the shave today with their brand new razor. I am so excited to be using it. Today we've got Kai Captain Pinks loaded up in this razor, and I am sitting on 72 hours of stubble for you. I waited to shave. I was too excited. I saw this was coming and I was like, I'm waiting until we get this into the mail to use for a knock it down kind of shave, right? I just wanted to see how it performs. I am so excited to be doing it today with you on channel. It's going to be an awesome shave. If it's anything like the face shave today, it's going to be great. I'm super excited. Thank you again for being here. We're also going to be talking about their brand new shave soap lineup, right? They've got 9 of them that they're just barely releasing, and we are talking about Psychedelic. This is a combination scent. It is a collaboration scent based with MSC, Master Soap Creations, and Yaqi are working together to produce this. It's a little bit more expensive than the standard MSC stuff, but the quality and performance is there. It's absolutely top notch. The thing about the Psychedelic scent notes and stuff, the actual description for this scent is very limited. It just says that it's one of the scents that anybody would like, top tier, right? The best scents a man could ever have, with the bottom notes of biscotti. Here's what I'm thinking on this. I believe you got tonka. I believe you got vanilla. You have something that's a little bit spicy. You have like a sugary scent to it. It's sweeter, and it does remind me of something that's like gourmand, especially as you start digging into the scent, the layers as they kind of unfold. I get something at the bottom of notes that makes me kind of hungry. I like this a lot. I think it is sweet. I think it is seductive, and it definitely pulls your nose in and kind of makes it smell like something is cooking or baking. I like this a lot. Again, not what you would expect with psychedelic art like this. I like the label. I think the label's really cool. The only thing, again, I'm going to call it out one more time, I did last time, is the labels are cantered. Take a look here. And this one kind of really annoys me. Look how close it was to being perfectly level, but it's just like, it's just enough to know that it's just cantered. And it kind of bothers me. Other than that, I love the actual scent notes and the performance behind the scent, right? It really stands out as one of the ones from the 9 scent list, right? There are 9 that they've released that it stands out to me. It makes me want to use this one out of all the other ones. I love the label. You know me. I love the label. I love being able to do art that I kind of that I shot with the intro video. I like doing that kind of style. Take a look at the lather here. It pops. It's thick. It's slick. It's shiny. It's runny. And yes, it is totally just shave soap in there. Oh, I love this. I did that with my Paladin brush. I wanted to use a Yaqi like kind of trippy brush or something that really says psychedelic, but come on, I couldn't resist using something that paired that well with their actual label. Take a look how easy this stuff paints on. Like I said, it's thick, it's slick, and it's hydrated. And today, I'm not like a soap expert. I'm not a lather expert, but it was so easy to dial in with this pairing. With this brush and that soap. Great, slick, hydrated stuff, and I'm really excited to be, again, using that with this razor. Now, I did get all the other Artist Club razors out that I own and wanted to compare for you for shape, dimensions, kind of show you how the head shapes are different, show you kind of, I have used these. There's a lot of people that are joining us today that they've never seen our video from me, that didn't know that I'm a member of the hashtag Team All Blade group, right? I'm a member of, use it all and kind of explore all all the different options. I'm a person that strongly believes you can get just as good of a shave with an artist club blade, if not, like, you know, one of the best ones you've ever had, as you can with a DE blade or an injector blade. I'm a strong believer of hashtag Team All Blade, right? The hashtag Team All Blade army. Now, when you look at these razors side by side, it does look very similar to the Vector, but the Vector's got a lot more like angular cutouts. It's got a lot more geometry to it, whereas the actual Romulus razor, it's just a very, very simple. I like the elegant design behind it, but it's rounded. You got a lot more rounded curves. It's not as like geometric as the Vector. I think this one and the Shield are very, very, very similar. If you stack them side by side, but the Shield's a little chunkier on top, as you can see on the right. It's a little bit chunkier on the actual head cap, and the slant kind of just ends, whereas the Yaqi one is kind of sloped really nicely and gradually, which I think is really, really nicely done. The Hawk, right, is one of the ones that I love to use, especially when I have a lot of growth. But when you look at them side by side, right, this is going to feel really different to people on the skin versus this is going to feel, I mean, honestly, they all feel very different on the skin. And I want to call that out. If you've never used an Artist Club razor and you're looking at the video, watching this today and joining us today for the shave, and you're like, how is it going to compare to the ones I'm used to, like the curved cap of a double-edged razor? I want to call out, it is different. You're going to feel like the length, the width, the actual size of it are something you have to adjust to. And I usually get a nick going from a double-edged razor to like a single-edge Artist Club razor, because I'm so used to the double-edge kind of giving me a little bit of flexibility with some of the bend and some of the flex of the blades. These don't flex at all, and they do tend to bite if you do any pressure. But if you get used to using a very light hand, a very soft touch, and you find blades that work with your skin, these will give you some of the best shaves, longest shaves for blade, right? I can get like 8-10 shaves per blade. They are a more expensive blade, but like I said, I can get a lot more shaves with these. Let's start the shaving. I'm really excited again, and I just want to call this out. This, in my opinion, right now, currently on the market, is my absolute favorite titanium polished handle that Yaqi has ever released. Now, I know that's the only titanium polish, but I want to mention this again. It is also my favorite handle that Yaqi has ever released. I've used probably 20 handles from Yaqi now. Grace, if you're listening, this is my absolute top tier favorite handle that you've ever created. I absolutely love this. This for me is the perfect pairing between like form, function, and it's not slippery. It's not going to go all over the place, but it absolutely looks gorgeous. It is stunning. And the price point on this, $45 for something of this caliber, I can't believe it. I think that this truly shows how far the brand has come. Let's start some shaving. Oh, I'm really excited if you can't tell. Again, this is a razor that took me by surprise. I was very skeptical and worried when I got this in the mail. I will not lie. I'm not going to give you the Subie around the fence here. The truth of the matter is, to be perfectly honest, I saw that open comb and I wondered to myself, how is that going to be on the skin, right? These are efficient razors. Usually, look at this. Look what it's doing. But for me, it's very smooth. It maintains the Romulus's smooth, mild nature while giving me a little bit better flow and a little bit better performance. There is slightly more skin fill to this, but look at what it did. I absolutely love this. On the face shave, you can see my neck. My neck loved it, and my neck's usually very, very, very sensitive. That's where I get my most nicks when I'm switching over from a double-edged safety razor to an Artist Club razor, right? That's usually where I have the most irritation, the problems the next day. This razor absolutely gave me zero problems, zero issues. I love this. I think if I were to compare this versus the actual standard Romulus, I prefer the open comb variation, and that's not very typical for me. Usually I like the flat bar, but this razor is just very smooth at all the different angles. Now, for all you perceptive people out there, when I was doing the face shave, my first stroke with the razor ever, right? Because keep in mind, I've never used this before. My very first stroke was wrong. It was totally wrong. It took a little bit of adjustment. I had rake marks on my first swipe. And the reason why is because I went very, very, very steep. I was terrified of the razor. I was super scared of the razor. So I went super duper steep. I was like, all right, I'm going to go steep and make sure and kind of level into it. But as I realized that the razor was very forgiving, I let the razor go to a more shallow angle and just kind of set at the angle it wanted to be at. This is phenomenal. With the Kai Captain Mild blades, again, those are the pink blades. I think this is one of those razors that goes into permanent rotation starting today, and I don't know if it'll ever be knocked out. To be perfectly honest, the Shield razor was the one I used consistently when it came to Artist Club razors. My Vector has not seen use in months. To be perfectly honest, I really like that Shield razor, but my problem with the Shield razor is the naming convention on the Shield lineup has been extremely confusing. I know a bunch of people, I'm going to try this. I want to see how this does, because it's so forgiving. I'm just going to go straight into it. The Shield Razor lineup, I've had a lot of people mention to me that they go to his website, they go to the AliExpress page, and either the things are out of stock or the naming conventions are confusing. And I like that Yaqi with this new offering is sticking with their original naming convention. This is the Romulus Open Comb. I think that makes it really easy for somebody to decipher that's trying to figure out what razor they want to buy, right? It's just the Open Comb. They didn't stamp a new name on there to confuse the actual purchaser. Now, they do offer the Excalibur, and the Excalibur is a ZMAC version of this razor, and they do not shave the same. I want to call that out. This razor, it has a better tolerances, it's tighter, it's better built, to be perfectly honest, but it has a little bit more blade fill to it, and the face dimensions on it are a little bit different. They are slightly different between this razor and the Excalibur. I like the Excalibur a lot. The Excalibur for me was very, very mild. With a couple videos when I first got the razor, I was absolutely really underwhelmed and very impressed with the razor, but it ended up being more of a blade situation. I found that when I got the right blade paired with the Excalibur, it gave me really good shaves. It was more of a Subie problem, a Subie newbie problem, as you could call it, right? And I'm okay with calling that out because a lot of the times I was using a Yaqi product, right? It was my first venture into the space, and I love that they do that. I can't say that enough. I love that Grace offers razors at a price point where you can try something new out, and if you don't love it, you don't feel terrible because you didn't really blow the bank. Artist Club razors especially, they're very expensive to get into typically, and usually people either love them or find them to be just too different from their standard process. And at the price point, right, when you've shelled out so much money, if it's so different than when you're used to, most people feel a little put out. I won't lie, I feel like when you're reading reviews on somebody's first experience with a single edge Artist Club razor, it's usually the first thing is, I pay a lot of money for this and I don't love the shave it's giving me. It's kind of weird, it's kind of large, and it takes a lot of getting used to. And I feel like at Grace's price point, that's not one of the issues, and I like that. I think that's it's definitely the reason I migrated over there and started kind of experimenting with some of the stuff they had. I love this. I think this, if you're coming into the craft and you're like, I want to try an Artist Club blade out, this is one of the ones that I would put as one or two easily to try out, especially if you're looking for an open comb variation. If you're a person that shaves with a lot of stubble and you want to be able to have a lot of really good flow, right? You're seeing we're not having flow problems. I'm even doing a little bit of extra buffing here to get that crystal, absolutely bone level close, easy. This is so much fun, even with the larger head. The larger head makes it so you have to do less strokes, right? You're not going over the space quite as much because you're able to cover more area per stroke. I really like that. Comfortable, really close, super easy, very fast. I even went against the grain on the first pass on this side just to see how it would do. Knocked it down, didn't give me any irritation. So even with some bad form and a little bit of pressing even, this razor is giving me a phenomenal shave that I have not had problems, no nicks, and I can feel this right now. There's no irritation on my skin at all. That soap is super slick, really hydrating, and the reason I love it is the protection. The stuff that Master Soap Creations does is top tier. I think, especially at the price point, I know they've gone up a little bit since they paired with Yaqi, but as far as the actual quality and the stuff that you're getting, that is a match made in heaven. I keep saying it. I think that Yaqi and Master Soap Creations make for the perfect pairing. They both are budget forward, but they're forward minded. Budget minded maybe is the best way to put that, but they're still producing something that is quality. Look at this. Gorgeous. Absolutely. I just can't get over how pretty this is. It looks like a wolfie. I know I'm going to say it. I'm going to get flamed for saying it, but to me, it looks just like something you would pay a lot of money for. It's something that, in my opinion, right, would make for an absolute showcase piece on someone's countertop. But at the same time, it's going to give you a shave that you can really appreciate, right? It's not only pretty. I love this. Again, the handle. Again, my favorite handle from Yaqi to date, currently. I love this. Right now it's sitting at 59 grams total. I forgot to mention that. Usually it's 66 grams. Right now this lowers it down to about 59 grams and it adds so much grip. Their new Romulus handle, right? This one, they add these little lines to it. If you notice on here, there's no lines. There's lines on here now, but when you compare it, I really like this. Honestly, I would not use the Romulus handle. I would just switch over to something like this. I love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. And today I love the way it shaped. Oh, this was awesome. Let's give ourselves a little bit of splash and see how we did. I can tell you this, Psychedelic is one of those scents that has me scratching my head, has me doing this. I mean, oh, that's nice. It has me rubbing my head because the scent starts really, really sweet. And then it kind of goes a little bit spicy. right? And then nutty. It's this nutty note towards the bottom of it. I know they're saying it's biscotti, but it's a nutty note that I can't place. It's like a pistachio or a peanut. There's a note to this at the bottom of it that pairs with a vanilla and kind of a slightly like creamy smell that together is very nice. I think it's a really, really interesting, very gourmand towards the bottom note, but the top note's almost so like sweet that like it's kind of playing with my brain a little bit. I like this. It's spicy, sweet, creamy. That's a great scent again, but not what you would expect from Psychedelic. At least in my opinion. I really enjoyed today. Thank you so much again for joining me. I really think this is an absolutely phenomenal offering in the modern era, right? For the artist club like category. I think this is phenomenal. I love the finish work on it. I love how it's shaped. I like the angle that it shaves at, and I like how smooth it is for, you know, it could be really aggressive based on other versions on the market, right? This could have been very, very bloody and very, very, very bad shave. And it wasn't. It was easy. It was like super, super smooth while maintaining efficiency. Awesome shave. Thanks so much for being here for it. I enjoyed it, and I hope I get to see you guys again in the next one. Until then, Subes out.